Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So I go so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. Ain't nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, smiling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling night, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. What beautiful girl? Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace up with presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time.
one loving we done
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Happy Sunday, Prestige family. Welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios in the heart of New Jersey. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Mo Fresh, Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Open Floor by Tima, Gores Corner, D Love 3000, Yes TV, Chidima, Sparkleberry, and Mary. Shout out to you guys. You can sponsor by simply hitting the like button on the, well, yeah, I guess, but hitting the join button and joining us, joining the sponsors. Thank you so much for all you do. I appreciate you. You can also sponsor this particular show for as low as 99 cents. Every dime, every like, every subscribe, every share goes a long way in helping us build better relationships. What we do is we come here, we talk about life and relationship lessons. We extract them from trendy topics, okay, and we tackle them from a self-power, social, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. You can download our books for free. Number One Red Flag and Get My Marriage Back. My wife and I, we wrote this book to help build healthier and better relationships. You can get them for free at manofprestige.com. Let me come to the chat. Hold on one second. Thought I just spilled something. But welcome. I see Lady Navor was here early. Shout out to Lady Navor. Good to see you. Hit the like button. Thank you. Bagavad is here. Yes, we're here for the part 2. Davido versus Sophia. Number 1 real reason why Davido might win the custody and how to block it. If you are a Sophia, I know, right? Why am I teaching people how to block it? I know, right? But we'll get there. You'll get the contacts when we get there. Shout out to Babes Wind. She said requested part 2. Yes. Yeah, we're here to talk about it. Shout out to Chidima, my G. Welcome, Chidima. Chidima is here. Call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. Exactly. That was, I think, is that Kabi or LP? No, I think it's Kabi. Shout out to Kabi and them Niger boys who helped me on that song. Welcome. My voice is clearer. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, so I still sound congested. I am. Let me make sure where's my kidney here? I'm still congested, but I'm better. I feel a lot better. Hold on one second. Let me yell. Thank you for that. All right, so we're gonna get back to this Davido story. There's been a lot of people reacting, but you know we're just here to extract some of the lessons. Thank you, baby. Yeah. So access restricted. But I want to say shout out to. Was it Waiting Jojo? Let me see who that comment came from. There's a comment that somebody left. I thought it was a very good comment, but I thought it would give us some insights into some of the things that people struggle with when it comes to this topic of custody battles or battling people, you know, and all those kind of things, you know. Her name is Mama Jojo Ward 798. I think I've seen her name as an Obodo fam too. I'm not sure, but no, I know she's Obodo fam, actually. She's Obodo fam, but obviously she's Prestige fam as well. She typed this 10 reasons thing why Davido would not be granted physical custody of a child over the objection of the child's mother. You know, and she put it together pretty well. And but let me see here. Hello, everybody from Sesmore. Yes, welcome, Sesmore. This is weekend edition. I just happened to do a part 2, so I'm moving very quick because I do have a coaching session coming up momentarily, so we cannot be too long here. All right, but let me first of all, since that comment is on yesterday's session, I think I should read that before I go into number 31. Right? If you're missing part 1 and you don't know the background story, please go ahead and watch it. But I'll give you a quick summary. Davido on April something, he filed a petition for joint custody, or at least he must have easy access to his child. And then basically Sophia Momodu, one of his baby mothers, not the new wife he just married, has replied with, I think they said 102 or 102 paragraphs, and that's what we're going through. We went to about 30 of them yesterday. So I want to read Mama Jojo Ward 798. She said 10 reasons why Davido will not be granted physical custody of a child over the objection of the child's mother. Listen to me carefully. Let me know if there's any objection you have against this, okay? She said, before I start, let me warn you, I'm about to give you factors the courts have considered in determining custody of children. I am not giving you my common sense. I'm giving you the law. If you're not a lawyer, you should just ask me questions. If you're not a lawyer and you think I don't know the law, ask questions that I won't be able to answer. Only another lawyer can argue the law with me here. Please further note that this post was made hypothetically assuming that Davido is actually trying to win a custody case in court. Okay. Assuming he's actually trying to win a case in court. I did not read the petition allegedly filed by Davido. So this post is only educational in purpose. I have no intention to support either Sophia or Davido in their battle for custody. I'm just teaching law to DPA members. Thank you. Reasons why David won't get physical custody. 1, they need to avoid disrupting the child's life. They need to avoid disrupting the child's life. The courts do not like to make changes that will inconvenience or disrupt the child's life. So if the child has been with her mother all her life, it is in her best interest to leave her with her mother. To transfer her to the father will result in her changing school, her being separated by her friends, changing her pediatrician, relocating her to a new environment. Such disruption in the life of the child is discouraged and the court will try to avoid it. So Davido will not be allowed to take physical custody if that would lead to an avoidable disruption of the child's life. You get number 1? That's number 1. Number 2, the comparative lifestyle of the parents. Davido is a man used to high-level social exposure. He is constantly surrounded by artists, fans, security guards, and various groups of people in the entertainment industry. He is not even in control of his environment. Any child living with him as primary caregiver is likely to be relentlessly exposed to strangers, including possibly people who could harm her. Compared to the mother, she may be socially active too, but nothing near the level of Davido. Number 3. What do you guys think so far? If you are agreeing so far, put a 111 in the chat. If you're like, put a 2. If you're like, put a 3 in the chat. Do me a favor. Stay engaged. We're going to be very quick here today. Number 3, the nature of the parent's work. The Davido cannot be a suitable primary caregiver because as a musician, he is constantly traveling to different places where he is needed to perform. He will either be traveling to various musical concerts, venues, or he will be leaving the child in the care of nannies for a long interval or rapid frequency. Compared with the mother does not have such schedule, so the mother will get custody, not Davido. Sesma say 1, Bagaba say 1, Babes Win say 3. Can you elaborate your 3? Babes Win. Number 4, history of the parents in taking care of children. Davido lost a child in his custody to drowning in a swimming pool in his house, even though it was ruled an accident by the Nigerian standards. Nigerian style just collect woto. Anyway, the fact remains that he and the mother of the child were not at home when the child fell into the swimming pool. He had a swimming pool which was not supervised and not secured against children. This tragedy alone would make every judge shudder if asked to grant custody to Davido. Whether sole custody or joint custody, it simply cannot be trusted to look after a child. Ifeanyi's tragic death has put paid to that question. Okay, you guys agree so far? We know it's insensitive to mention the passing of his child. I completely get that. But we also know that people's children are sensitive, right? So Sophia is also seeing this as a very sensitive thing. And that's just what that is. Number 5, just as much as Davido, by the way. Number 5, history of the child's development. The court will consider the comparative fitness of the mother and father over the years. Can the mother be considered a fit and proper parent to have custody? Has the child been doing well in her care? Davido must prove that the mother could not take care of the child or that she harmed the child. Even here in Yankee, you have to goddamn near prove that she's on drugs, something crazy, she's homeless. It's a very difficult thing to take custody away from the child. But Davido is not asking for full custody. He's asking for joint custody or access. That's very important to point out. Okay. I want custody because I have some dispute with her. Okay. It is not enough to say I want custody because I have some dispute with her, because she's not allowing me to come to her house anytime I want, and she's always asking for money. She is using the child to extort money from me. They will have to prove that part too. All right, they will have to prove that that's what the video is asking for. I don't think the video is asking for that. I think I read it yesterday, so I have a faint memory of that right now. But I don't think the video is not asking for a lot. By the way, he's asking for joint custody or access, right? Number 6, what sort of access will the other parent have if custody is given to this parent? Davido has homes in Nigeria, Atlanta, and elsewhere. While Sophia is living in Europe, Davido has a private jet. If Sophia has custody, it is much easier for Davido to travel to the city where Sophia is to see the child, while it is much harder for Sophia to travel to wherever Davido is to see the child. If granting Davido custody would diminish Sophia's access, the court will not grant him custody. I see that. Number 7, she said 10, but I only see 7. But anyway, number 7, last but not least, any special circumstances. The court will consider if there are special circumstances that would tilt the scale. There are several special circumstances in Davido's life that will cause the child to deny him custody. That will cause the court to deny him custody. One such factor is his tendency to be loose with women. That's the second bias I'm reading in this type of Miss Mama Jojo. Okay, I don't think the court considers that. I don't think so. You have to show me. The reason being, not that the court don't consider a reckless life, but that is too much of a vague statement that's quite invasive to a person's life. One such factor is the tendency to be loose with women. What does that mean in legal terms? Is it me? That's the no. This is a very good type up. But that's the second. My bias radar, not BS. My bias radar is picking that up. Like, well, what do you mean? Is this the part where I say you two, you're a woman? No. Okay, don't let me say it for her, but I'm just saying that line right there. What such factor, special circumstances, being loose with women? What does that mean? Let me come to the chat. It's not me. It's not me, right? It's not hard enough. Which Europe? She goes to vacation in Europe, not living there. Let me see here. Maybe the word should be securing, vetting the environment. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying. Cynthia, where have you been? How you doing, Cynthia? Happy Sunday. Why did he not already have a custody arrangement previously, especially since they were not married? Well, you know, it was probably, for me, it is that egghead called Israel that I hate beyond words. The day he's fired, I would dance to music for Mauritania. Really? What did Juju do to you? Did Davido ask for full or joint physical custody? Did he ask for legal custody? This whole thing is confusing. He asked for joint custody or easy access, something like that. Waiting Jojo is here. I'm not sure if that's the person. No, Mama Jojo is the person that wrote it. Waiting Jojo, how you doing? I agree with men that drink shekpe, ogogoro, orishishi. I will not allow my child, because at the end of the day, everyone will blame me. And for a girl who is going to puberty, don't trust the environment. Okay, that's a little bit more spelled out too than just saying loose women. That's a little bit extra. And Sissy says, and Sophia isn't loose. Sleeping with a man with a whole girlfriend, fiance, because you need access to money. If we are to judge her by moral compass, hers is off completely. There you go. So there's too much going on there. And that sentence is pregnant. That sentence is pregnant. Let me continue Mama Jojo's type. She said, this is the last part. She said, any special circumstances. The court will consider if there are special circumstances that will tilt the scale. There are several special circumstances in Davido's life that will cause the court to deny him custody. One such factor is his tendencies to be loose with women. The fact that he has multiple baby mamas and children in different places does not paint a picture of a thoughtful and disciplined family man. Family either has no meaning for him, or it has an entirely different meaning to him than to a normal man. Another factor is that he has been seen on many video clips surrounded by people who are smoking and drinking. Many of those videos could be considered entertainment. Those are all special circumstances, according to her own point too. To expose a young child to such environment will be considered detrimental to the child. Such environment you're watching on movies are mostly sets. They're mostly a job, office somewhere. So this is your number 7, Mama Jojo. This is your number 7. Come on. Anyway, she said, note, custody is different from access. Indeed, there are opposites, because when one parent gets physical custody, the other parent gets access. Many of you, right? Okay, physical custody, but Davido is asking for joint. Okay, so but she did say, disclaimer, she did not read the original petition. So many of you have wrongly assumed that Davido does not get custody. That means he will not have access. I'm not sure if she watched the video. She said you're wrong. Access is a sure banker for Davido since he is not getting custody. That's literally what he's complaining about, and that's literally what Sophia admitted to. This is what created part 2. She said, I'm requiring 2 months. Is it 2 months or 2 weeks? I thought it was 2 weeks at first. I think what we read was 2 months, right? She's requiring 2 weeks before the family members from the other side can access the child. I think it's not fair to assume that women or whoever has custody always grant access. That's not accurate. People literally weaponize their kids. That's why we're having this conversation, right? And we've already talked about in Love and War. Shout out to Uzo. I saw your comment on the Love and War thing. In Love and War, all is fair. That's not justifying it. It's just to set proper expectations. Know that you will need all your resources for proper negotiation, mediation, in order to create what's in the best interest of the child. All right, so no, we're not wrong. It's a full-blown 2-hour conversation. There's no way we could be wrong with 2-hour conversation. There were multiple point of perspectives, so you're gonna have to point somebody out that's wrong. Further, some of you were hammering on joint custody. Yes, because that's what the petition said, but that won't work. What do you mean? That won't work given the same reasons above. In addition to the reasons above, joint physical custody is not practicable when the two parents live far away from each other. So I'm not sure if legal can it give room for impossibilities. Okay, what happens that people negotiate? I'm not sure where we find room in legalities for impossibilities, but it's a deep conversation I see here. She continues, assuming they were living in the same street, yes. Well, that's almost unlikely, right? So considering that it's almost unlikely they're living in the same streets, we cannot just call it impossible to be able to achieve joint custody. I'm not sure where that's coming from. What do you mean joint custody cannot be achieved? Let's continue. She said, assuming they were living in the same street, yes, there could be a joint custody, which means that the child has two homes. I mean, this happens all the time. What do you mean? One home at mama's house and the other home at papa's house without having to change environments. If you want to learn. If you don't understand, you should ask questions. I've asked like 50 questions. Please make sure you answer these questions here, okay, under your comment or under this comment when you do watch this later. You should ask questions. If you want to argue, you better be a lawyer, or you should go somewhere else, maybe some fool's paradise, and argue there. And here's a disclaimer. I think this disclaimer is the most important part about it. I gave you what is more or less the universal judicial standard. In Nigeria, however, things may be different because you can bribe a judge and he will sell justice to the rich. Let me come to the chat. The sentence is definitely, I think the whole thing is pregnant, to be honest with you. I think the whole thing is pregnant.
How fast do we hear of this?
MOP say, my man is in town. MOP, my man is in town. I have been enjoying up and down all weekend.
Are you playing? What type of playing is this? This is playing.
I'm happy for you, Cynthia. We don't need all these 10 points. Just say you support Sophia. Yeah, that's what that was. And that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. There's no need for argument. It's okay to take a side, but we can also have a conversation. But even as Davido has been in those environments, he wasn't there with his other children. So I don't think that can be used against him. No, it's not that simple at the very minimum. She made it sound so simple. Regardless of where you are, either you are in Nigeria or you are in the United States, that was painted like, oh, I'm an American. In American, our world is perfect. Far from it. In America, people are collecting woto in child custody battle courts. Left, right. People are collecting left and right in American courts. Especially men, because because of many of the points that she said, because ideally the court wants a stable environment for the children, and typically men might fight for it because it's being weaponized against them. So men generally just don't wake up and say they want custody. But if you're weaponizing access against them, then they might seek that, and usually they don't win, because being a mother is not your mate. All right, you might have to be on drugs or something crazy for you to get a full custody. But a lot of people do get joint custody. It's very possible, even if their states are apart. So let's stop the cap on that one. A lot of people.
Stop the cap.
All right. So it is only today Sophia realized Davido has lots of people around him when she was sleeping with him and on good terms. How she never come out to voice this so-called concern. No, this is so I was reading Mama Jojo, who left a comment for us, who is a part of the Prestige and the Obodo fam. That's what that was. So I'm about to get back into number 31 right now. I wanted to read a comment from yesterday first, and then we'll continue. Let's see. Enjoyment, soft life. She's wrong. Joint custody can. Okay. I do have some lawyers here. Where is Marriott? I think Marriott's a lawyer, right? All the children, and I think Mama Jojo is a lawyer too. So, but I told you yesterday, lawyers are human beings, okay? Even lawyers will send people to my services because they say, hey, your emotions need to be checked, okay? Lawyers are emotional beings. They do have also. Yesterday I talked about greed. If there's too many green dollar sign flashing in front of them, it will affect how they decide to help you. But please use the services of lawyers, competent lawyers. While they're emotional, they are trained to help you with your interest. To help you analyze that and set that up properly for your best chances at protecting your interest. But please use your head too when you're talking to them. Okay. And it's also very important for men to know that if you end up in front of a judge who despises men that can't keep their home together, you go collect to the emotional beings. Conduct yourself properly. Make sure you're showing up as an emotionally centered person, because they can start reading you and say, this one, you know what, I'll punish you. You collect. Yeah. All the children should have a permanent bedroom in his house. Thank you. When it was going was good. She was enjoying every moment with Davido's crew. Now that she's married, she's shouting rubbish. Air by Queen. My businesses love Sophia. 100. I agree Davido has too many men around him, and I agree she should ask when he asked Imade. When he has Imade it with his family only, not his entourage. Yeah, you can so we can break that down and not make that black and white. You can say, hey, these are the conditions when you do have Imade. Those are the conversations that they should have in mediation. There's a lot of wiggle room in negotiations, and they can come up with something that works for the kids. Absolutely. Yeah. So Imade is with his family and not with his. So I 100% agree with that. So you're not agreeing with that. You're actually halfway agreeing with her. She's saying he will not win, but she gave the disclaimer. Let's not forget. She's wrong. Joint custody can mean anything. It's flexible. Exactly. That's the point. It means access on both sides and custody on both sides. Shared custody, Jerry. So let's discuss what is best for the life and what both parents need to do. All right, let's talk about it. That person is a lawyer. I think, Omo, I support her fully. I am biased. I support Sophia. Waiting, Jojo. Exactly. I like that. At least you give your full disclaimer. She's just greedy and mannerless. Jesus!
Jesus is Lord.
Babes wind. Number one, put his foot down and make, Sesma said, put his foot down and make his family off limits to his sycophants. Okay. 2, both parents should avoid bad-mouthing each other in front of the child and on social media. Both parties need to grow up. I agree with that 100%. Sesma, absolutely. Waiting Jojo said, how can he meet the joint custody? It's not about meeting it. It's just the paper, just so they can have something amicable. They need to be on the same page. A lot of this needs to be emotionally based, even if it's not achieved accurately. But when your ex-wife or ex-girlfriend feels safe enough to know that you will show up, you will make efforts, then they tend to cut you some slacks. Nobody's holding anybody. In reality, nobody's going to hold anybody's foot or to the fire like that. Like, you must achieve that joint custody must be exactly 15. When people do that, when they do that, it's because they hate each other. They say, oh, you didn't show up 1 minute over. Remember Cora Obidi? You show up 1 minute late, I'm taking the babies back. That's because they don't like each other. What they need to avoid is operating from that place where they don't like each other, because anything can be anything. Then it becomes love and war, and then all is fair. Yeah, see, that part we don't want to talk about is we want to run to ChatGPT and pull out paragraphs. Yeah, I know what we're doing here. That's the hard part. How do I like a person that I resent so badly? That's very hard, right? How do I like a person that I resent badly? Sophia's concerns as a mother, according to Chidima, are valid. They are valid. However, why wasn't she concerned from day one that Imade was born? Also, has Imade ever been in danger anytime she was in Davido's care at house? Waiting Jojo says, and you can't meet those days, then the respondent or the other party can go back to court and say you're not always there and seek for full custody. this is what will happen. You're absolutely correct. When they don't like each other, there's always a room to be spiteful, to attempt. You see, Alcohol and they're going back and forth. Yeah, because they don't like each other. For as long as you're operating from this place that you don't like each other, there will always be a room to drag each other. And you know what that means, right? Both of you will collect. Yeah, and unfortunately, the children will be the victim of all of that. Chidima said, who is checking unless he has a public concert? A lot of fathers keep children with their sisters during the visitation days. I'm speaking as a single mother. These are the reality of life. It's very easy to be pointing out what the papers say when you're hurt. Nobody is really keeping track unless you're hurt. You're looking for opportunities to hurt a person that you resent, effectively hurting yourself. That's the conversation here. I know we're trying to avoid it. We're trying to go back to the paper, the Constitution. I know. But I'm here. I'm patient, okay? Let's talk about the reality. The reality is that nobody is sitting with their baby 24/7. Right? The reality is that Davido is not shooting movies with a bunch of girls inside of his house. The reality is that they build a lot of sets. They're working with producers, video directors. They're doing music in the studio. Right? Okay, let's say I'm wrong since I wasn't there. The reality is that you can also put restrictions on that. You can negotiate and have that on paper and say, hey, these are the conditions. You as a mother can say, I'm not going to deny my child relationship with her father, but these are the conditions. The court will consider all of it, right? But also, once you put those conditions together, there's one aspect of it you need to work on. That aspect that resents the father of your child so badly. If you don't work on that, that's not written down anywhere. The lawyers are not paid enough to help you with that, right? That's not written down anywhere. Anyway, so if she get full custody, will she be with him at the 24/7? Let's be fair, please. Kolewek. Sophia is operating from a jilted girlfriend side chick point of view. She's acting purely on this emotion and isn't acting in the best interest of her daughter at all. And even funny enough, let me add on to that, even in our own best interests. Do you know what kind of space you have to be in emotionally to be operating that way? You can't know peace. You might you might pretend that you know peace. It's possible. We're flying around the world, single lady, all the single lady. Yeah, we know these things. All right. Peace of mind comes from inside out, but also out of the abundance of the heart. All right. I don't know. Why am I trying to quote scriptures? I'm terrible at scriptures, but I know what I'm trying to say. You guys can help me in the chat. Okay. All right. So let's get back to number 31 because yes, today actually Juju was quite active on the social media. So maybe I'll read a little bit of that. I'm not going to complete all 102. We already see where this is going. So I'm not going to complete all 102 paragraphs. We already know that this is a situation where she resents this dude, and Davido also does not know what he's doing. Absolutely has no idea what it means to be a man. He thinks it should be rosy and everything should be good, and he's also tried to buy affection and everything he wants with money. When children are involved and you involve sex, yeah, there's only so far your money can take you. That's all I can say about that. All right, so let's see here. Let's go through some of my feed here on Instablog, Niger, Instagram, and stuff like that. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Hit the like button. I am a marriage relationship life coach. You can book a complimentary session with me at the phone number that's scrolling on the screen. So there's tons of research, personal experiences that goes into what we're talking about here. So If you hear anything and you feel like you need to talk at a more personal level, because I'm generalizing at the end of the day. If you want to do that, hit me up at that phone number. All right. Now hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Oh yeah, you can download the books at that space as well. All right. So let's look at some of this stuff in the feed here. Okay. Let's look at some of this stuff in the feed here. So we have, remember we covered this guy's story, OAP.2. So he can relate with the Davido, of course, from a very biased standpoint. I try not to be biased here, okay? I'm saying I try not to because I'm a human being, okay? But I try not to be biased, okay? I do know that men are hurting badly when it comes to custody battle all around the world. Is their solution that I disagree with. They are terrible. They don't know what they're doing for the most part. They're running their mouth. They think their power is their mouth. They're listening to women telling them, speak up too. And it's going to work against you and backfire every single time. They're dragging their ex, the mother of your children, on social media. It will always backfire, guaranteed. Okay? The question you should be asking, what's the alternative? Okay? Come behind the scenes, we'll talk. Or just keep hanging around. You will hear it, okay? The other side of things also is that a lot of women are so hurt that they feel cheated by a man who promised them heaven and earth, and then they're disappointed, they feel betrayed, and the one extra power they have left is this one life, their child, and they will say, no, I'm being fair, my son don't feel safe with him. Yeah, right, Loriro. Cap, stop the cap. You're operating from a place of emotion.
Stop the cap.
You will hurt yourself. You also need to talk to someone that can help you navigate your life. Those are the cards you're dealt. There's absolutely light at the end of the tunnel. Well, only if you can enter the tunnel first, Abby. Some people just get stuck in that painful place, you know. So that's something that you should pay attention to. So a Dotun is a person that has been a victim of, he considers himself a victim of custody battle. I think he's still looking to actually get with his kids. And for a while, all he was doing was using social media to drag the situation. He has a lot of sympathizers on the internet. Those sympathizers will hurt him.
Everything I do, I will.
Yeah, those sympathizers will hurt you. Those social media monitoring spirits, they're just good for cruise, entertainment. That's the best they can offer you, okay? Cynthia says she will lose in the end. She will do all this for her daughter to grow up and resent her and run back into the arms of her father or into the arms of another man. The daddy issue stuff out here is crazy, okay? So what would all this, and usually the other man is not somebody healthy. It's a unhealthy relationship. So what would all this have been for exactly? Yep. You know what this man may have promised all these baby mamas. I can't even blame her at all for asking for what social media people are saying she's asking for. Yeah, the issue is that we don't use blame. We just try to teach you the game. As opposed to blame, we're teaching you the game. We're sharing the game. The game is never blame. It's never self-guilt. It's never shaming, insulting. It's always, hey, what do I want first? All right, let's reverse engineer the resources we have back to what I want. That takes time, takes patience. It takes checking yourself, making sure that you are a wholesome person first, right? Making sure that you become a survivor first. If you get stuck in victimhood, it's impossible to engage your power or to hear me talk about game. You're just like, what the hell? Game bitibawu. You'll be confused, right? But if you know that you want to become a survivor, then you know that any form of blame, any form of indirect or direct blaming, or being a blame detective or anything, if you're engaged in those activities, it's only natural for you to feel hurt and want to hurt other people, including your kids, sadly. All right. So anyway, Davido, this is what Dotun said. Davido said, you see these things with baiting with kids and you enablers. One day, who is he calling enabler? All right. He's calling anybody who doesn't agree with him enabler. That's what he's doing. All right. One day something will snap with the wrong person, and then you all will see how demonic it is doing to that to anyone. Okay. Let's listen to what Waiting Jojo just said. Right. Sometimes when you feel like they are weaponizing the kids against you, you often don't remember all the promises that you made, that you've broken. You're not capable of remembering that you just thought you were living life, but you have no idea how deep the resentment this person has for you. And of course, they're very good at speaking your professional language. Some of them are smarter than you. They won't tell you you hurt them. They'll just say, hey, let's go to the court. I'll see you in court. And then you're hurt, right? No, there's no side of this that gets to win. When the family feuds, right? Finish it for me. I really don't know the finish. But when the family finish, you go finish up for me. When the family, I think nobody wins, right? Either way, you get the gist. Let's keep going. So you see how you will see how demonic it is doing that to anyone. It seems cool till one day something tragic happens with the wrong person. That's a threat. Okay, you keep saying stuff like that, you're gonna end up in jail. You all think this happens to just a particular set of people. Newsflash: a lot of men and women are on this table, but they just don't speak. This is a serious problem, and more will happen. Newsflash to you: it's always happened. Yes, it's always happened. In fact, the way it used to happen is that they would kick the woman out and would say the kids, the father owns them. In certain cultures, not all culture around the world. It's happened in the worst way you can think of. Let me tell you another way that happens. Somebody will come and invade your whole village and steal your kids and your wife, and they're now gone to enslave them, and you will never see them for life again. That line is gone. That bloodline is gone forever. There's nothing new about this. What we're telling is that you are good at spelling out what the problems are. You're terrible at your solutions. Your solution is to speak up and be loud. No. It's not going to work. It's never worked. It will never work. That's you playing the victim. Okay, not playing the victim. Maybe you're a victim, but you're perpetuating your victimhood. Right? And when you're doing that, it's very hard for you to listen to other people that may have alternatives. Right? No, it's easier said than done. It's not going to be overnight. Just like yelling out loud and dragging your ex on the internet is not overnight. Yes, you can expect that there's no solution that's going to be overnight. But the earlier you engage the right wise counsel, the better. Right? Because after all, you don't have any other choice anyway, right? All right, so this was Davido last night. That's Davido last night. That's Davido and Chioma in a club this last night. This last night, yes. Let's see. A man will say anything to get pickles. Any grown woman should know this. Abi, don't they have standards, boundaries? It's two adults involved here, so they both have blame. Yeah, if you have to use blame, you're gonna have to dish them around equally, because you don't know when you offended somebody. Oftentimes, when you offended your husband, they were quiet about it. Dotun is 80% right. He just has 20% poison in there, right? They let you pass. They let it slide. How did they let it slide? That's the point. They didn't tell you. So, if you're getting terrible results, is you ask questions. You don't conclude that the other person is evil. If you do that, yourself, you go collect. Woto. Badly.
Sorry.
Yeah, this world is not as simple as bad and evil, or evil and good. I know it makes us feel better when we think that way, but if you've noticed, it's not a lasting solution. Right? If you've paid attention. Don't hate or destroy anyone if your relationship didn't work out. Move on, cry if need be, and come back stronger by doing good things for yourself. Just take care of yourself, but it's easier said than done. It's tough. Betrayal is very tough to go through. Let's be frank about that, Anyway, I'm looking at Caroline. I'm just looking at other people's comments right now. Is it, what time is it right now? Let me look at my time, because I'm on a time crunch. Okay, we got some time. Good. Caroline Hodgkins, Caroline Danjuma. She used to be Caroline Danjuma, right? She said, as a woman living in Nigeria, as long as that man is assumed to be richer than you, assumption last on you, right? He will always be right. Plot twist. Get yourself well developed, financially secured, spiritual and mentally secured. If she had said just financially, I would tackle it. She would be absolutely wrong. But I like that she had it spiritually and mentally secured. I like that. Okay. Then you can be able to give yourself to a man that is kind, loving, caring, loves you the way you deserve. Love and protect yourself well enough to know exactly whom and what to let into your space and soul. Don't rush into anything so that you don't rush out of it, and stay in it while dying in sorrow. Why is she saying this? I don't know why I have this on my kidney. Anyway, let's talk about Juju. So there's a phone conversation apparently. I'm going to play this for you guys, okay? According to Gossip Meal TV, Sophia Momodu is a very dangerous lady. Okay, let's wait. This is a quote, eyewitness reviews. An eyewitness reviews. Sophia Momodu is a very dangerous lady and manipulative. Israel is currently at a wedding as we speak, and that phone call of Israel DMW apologizing to her is very old. She leaked it to the blogs to make it sound like she called him and he fooled. They were cool back and he folded. They were cool back then when Israel apologized. Okay, so let me play some of this audio for you. Some stuff are leaking here. See, that phone conversation of Israel is some old stuff. That's why I always say she's there. So they're saying Sophia is dangerous. I'll tell you who's dangerous, okay? Hurt, betrayed people coming out of a relationship, man or woman, they are all dangerous. Okay? They are all dangerous.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Hurt people are dangerous. Hurt people are dangerous. Hurt people hurt people. When are we going to stop deceiving ourselves with this gender war stuff? I mean, just look around you. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean that Sophia is dangerous? Before, Uncle, of course she's dangerous, right? But let's see what they're talking about. Let's get some context here. All right. So this is an audio.
Israel, respect yourself, because when David is maltreating Imade, all of you keep quiet and act as if you don't know what he's doing. All of you have kept quiet and watched this man abandon his child. Then you have the audacity to be telling, say, I dey take care of my pikin, they talk of your organ money. You should mind.
Can you guys hear it? Put them on the chat, we can hear it.
The only reason why I'm not insulting you right now is because we are from the same place. Let me just tell you now.
Madam Sophie, listen to me. You're my sister now.
I'm not your sister. I don't know you like that.
Jesus.
Ask Oga if I've ever said bad of you, if I've not told him, if I've not been telling him about Made. I'm telling you the fact. I'm telling you, what? Ask Oga that this is the lie I told you.
Israel, stop telling lies on me on social media. I don't like it. Your Oga has not spent a dime on his daughter in 3 years. Don't come and lie on him and say, when I take my... Israel, how many times did I call you? Israel, respect yourself. Because when David is maltreating Imade, all of you keep quiet and act as if you don't know what he's doing. All of you have kept quiet and watched this man abandon his child. Then you have the audacity to be telling, say, I dey take care of my pikin, they talk of your organ money. You should mind yourself for Israel. The only reason why I'm not insulting you right now is because we are from the same place. Let me just tell you now.
All right, we've heard that. Okay.
Lie on him and say, when I carry my pikin go Monaco, they say, which dirty organ money? Not be una they chop una organ money. We they follow una chop una organ money.
Madam, I'm sorry. Madam Sophie, I beg.
The first time you did this thing, I told you in Tiwa's house, don't try this thing with me again. You thought I was joking. You don't say me, I they always mind my business. I know they find anybody trouble. I always stay to myself. I don't like this Israel. I don't like this Israel. Lie on him and say, when I carry my pikin go.
All right. So let me know what you guys think about that. What are your thoughts around what you just heard? That was the end of it. That's what we found. Okay. Baby, can you imagine the way she's talking? Oh, girl. Well, I mean, he's begging. I'm more concerned. Why is he begging like that? Right? Did he get caught with his hand in the jar? What did Jojo say? Allah tell Jenny Israel. I mean, look at the way he's begging. I'm more concerned about that. That begging was quite, that begging was pregnant. Why is he begging like that? Is he playing? Is it a two-faced person or something? Is he playing both sides?
I'm not your sister.
He was begging quite a bit. Let's see here.
I don't.
You and Israel were cool when you called him then. He respected you and apologized. That apology. Because he made a post to shade you indirectly. Today, you now release the old record of your call. Okay. So, Israel is known to throw shade on the internet. At least I've seen once. To literally paint people's face out when he feels like his Oga is going after them.
Israel, how many times did I call you?
So Israel is known to do that. So there's something to say to that person's behavior. In terms of just being a lame person, right? Not right or wrong, just lame. Anything moral, anything you can't put too much weight on what they have to say. Or whatever he considered to be a marriage before. Remember, we've dragged this Israel stuff here. And it was the fact that he couldn't sustain a marriage was just way too obvious to anybody with half a brain, at least, But anyway, this is what Israel posted earlier on. He said, any woman who intentionally keep sleeping with a very rich boy who she's far older than, to the extent of getting pregnant. Shout out to Israel. Israel will come like, Oga, I beg, I didn't say extent, I said extent. Anyway, and giving birth is a fucking gold digger 100. Such lady has no single shame at all, sharing a whole chairman's conversation to the public. Well, I do think sharing the message is just a low place to be. You never want to find yourself in that place. Remember yesterday, I didn't say she didn't have the right to do that. It's a violation of code. What code?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Yeah, it's a violation. But she has the right to do that. But that's what people do when they go to court. They go very low. They lose a sense of self. They lose themselves. They're not thinking. They're emotional. They just want to hurt the other person that hurt them back. That's all they're thinking about. And they're willing to go to any length. They call it going to hell. You go low, I go to hell, right? That's a very weak person, right? So who is in that position? Who we talking about? Sophia? No, it's both of them. Sophia and Davido. Okay, that's the space you don't want to find yourself, is the point. If you find yourself in that space, you need to stop everything you're doing and talk to a wise counsel, because there's a good chance you're busy digging a deeper hole for yourself. And it's going to get harder and harder to come out of it. A girl's sense of herself, ambition, independence, and her trust of the world is shaped by her relationship with her father. Sophia is making a big mistake. Shout out to Ola. The truth lies somewhere in between, always. Waiting, Jojo says he made a statement on social media that his Oga was taking financial responsibility for the travel to Monaco. I remember that. I remember seeing that because he kept running his mouth. Here's the lesson in that. When you see two people that you like, they're together and it's no longer working out, stay out of it. Stay out of it. Just because they're broken up is not your cue to start celebrating. Okay, you're gonna hurt yourself, and you can't see it's a blind spot. You hurt yourself because it's more about your outlook, your perspective. You're excited that two people broke up because you didn't like one of them. It's more about you, and that's what Israel is. And you see, how do I know it's more about Israel? Where's Israel's marriage, right? Even Davido will never find himself in the position to drag a Chioma, right? Even Davido will not drag Sophia unless it's like something like for example, the he dragged her to court. Obviously, that's dragging. But I'm talking about the public like getting nasty, right? Davido has too much to lose to jump on his 21 million, 50 million monitoring spirits platform and start dragging X. He has too much to lose. It's better for him to let it go. But of course, Israel is moving like he has nothing to lose, and a lot of in-laws, right? In-laws, sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws are moving mad like that. They start celebrating it because somebody broke up. Yours is coming. Anyway, so I remember that story. Waiting, Jojo. She is pained, bitter, and keeps making mistakes upon mistakes. Shout out to Babes Wind. Shay forfeited. So Davido didn't see his daughter for 2 years. No excuse for that. There's too many excuses for that, right? But excuses are. Let me tell you something. Nah, there's too many excuses for that. It's like saying there's no excuse for a man who says, I have uncles that have said to themselves, like, well, you know, when it's time, the child will look for their children because the mother kept pulling restraining order stunts on them because she's looking to destroy him. What do you mean there's no excuses for that? We have no idea what happened within that 2 years. We just know what Sophia said. Sophia said he loved the brown sugar. It kept coming back and it was butt hurt that he couldn't get that anymore. That's all we know. We just know what she said, right? So, but in real life, I'm saying in real life, outside of Davido, there are many things that the people who would do this will call excuse, okay? And we can't write that off. We can't write that off, you know. Hit the like button. Today he insulted her or your Oga lady and whatever waiting concern your face, your house, clock in and out, do your job. Are you part of their family? Yes, stomach infrastructure. Yeah. That's what I sense with Israel. That's why I kept saying is this a madam? Whatever, madam. Yeah. So, yeah, he insulted her today, and that's what I'm looking at on the screen, which is why I think Sophia released that voice note. How did she get a hold of that voice note from months ago? Because when you're hurt, you start walking around the house, recording every conversation, collecting ammunitions to hurt the people that potentially your daughter loved the most. Yeah. Is there a good reason to do that? I'm sure you can tell me one or two. Are you going to create any lasting good result solution from that? Nah, bro. All of that go collect. Sorry. It's only going to get worse. Yeah, but what you should collect evidence. Collect evidence, sure. All right, but you're missing out on life. You're wasting a lot of energy in a very funky place. That is still a relationship, however way, shape, or form you want to think of it. It's still a relationship. It's still your responsibility to learn the appropriate skills to navigate it. Yeah. What about all these abusive, narcissistic people? I know, right? Let me ask you the same question. What about them? What are you going to do? You just block them out, right? Would that solve your problem finally? If it solves it, do what you gotta do, you know. But my opinion is that you're still not gonna know peace of mind until you engage this as these are the cards you're dealt. There's a better place when you learn the skills to learn how to navigate them, right? As opposed to looking over your shoulder, filing restraining order, and all this kind of thing. Don't get me wrong, restraining order, divorce are the appropriate solutions for some very bad situations sometimes. How bad does it need to get? Honestly, we can't judge you on that. We cannot manipulate you to thinking it's our own level. Everybody's threshold is different to what they can accept. I'm just saying, but what if you can actually learn some skills, right? What if you're hurt and you can't, it's just tough. You feel hurt. It's just tough to see that far. Like, you feel cheated, right? So who was behind the rumors about Chioma and Peruzzi? I wonder. That's another topic. Not brown sugar pickles. Brown sugar pickles is not anybody's mate. It makes man move mad. Okay, man and them, they start moving mad once they have this. Once you put the spell of the brown sugar pickles on them. All right, let's see this. Let's.
Matter. I see many people, they do women and the women are not there because it's something. Davido back car for Imade, knowing say Imade not the drive. You know one drive the car, Sophia. But the Sophia now they tell us say the car was dead on arrival. Me and you know say Imade not the drive car. David is doing this thing for Ipikin, knowing say he go still favor you. But this woman now they come out they tell us say the car was dead on arrival. The court process she they post and she find she need another thing. Eh? This one is not about custody for her. This woman they find another thing. She dey find another thing. We be Nigerians, we not be billionaire. We not say this guy they try for a pikin. Because for Nigeria, so many people only know white and black. It's either you are there or you are not there. You dey feel me? David is there for a pikin. Many men will stand up and take a walk. They don't come out. This your millionaires where you they see that because the women never come and call them out. Many of them are bad on pikin. David is chasing cloud or he not chasing cloud, he's chasing cloud or they chase Jesus or they chase moon. Whatever it is you think is chasing, my sister. If they do, I be not.
Hey, ice.
The way you tell they do, sorry, you are not want to say you get back character. That's how you get back character. This is not about child custody for you. This is about something else. What do you want, David? Pray. Now. They say you date 37, bless say you even see no Davido, which is no problem. Oh. Sure you be don't say I don't see man for my life. Put all your egg in one basket and you can't get betrayed. Now that one they pepper you, my sister. You get picky. Focus on your picky. Let your picky enjoy papa. No prick for you again. Chama don't cook am. You don't put up for inside a goosey soup. Feed Davido. You. It belongs to them now. I beg. This is not child custody again for you. I just read the whole chat. They say, what did they play for here? Why you not go let Pikin go see Papa? You like suffer. God I beg go. Let Pikin go greet the Papa. Make they go. Carry and go. The Papa fit carry on half and half. You go see time to enjoy. I bet you know they pay who they come watch your Pikin. You where they pay 23 million for us every year. This is not about child custody for you. You cannot deny a father of his pikin. This is not about child custody for you. This is my own opinion. I feel say get what you define. That motto where you do, it pay me. Say use motto to chase clouds. They say they dash the video that car. Give to the giver and give it pikin. We know say Imade no fit drive. And you the driver, you can't tell say the car they go they stay for mechanic place. My sister. I don't know, maybe your papa and billionaire. Appreciation, not your blood. It's not your thing. I don't know what they expect from a person like you when it comes to custody battle. You want to go dirty. I'm so now they speak the English. I'm going dirty. You are being very, you are dirty now with this matter. You see they do me like, what do they play? Yeah? Don't let drama and leave picky for you, eh? All this talk we not go see saga do. We not go see matter chook mats. We not go see talk for ground. Now black and white they know. You don't go one side. This side go just face left. Go come on. Back you. Don't see picking. No care. No fight. No argue. No talk to you. It'll cost your margin. Where worry you? Where were you? The car was dead and arrived. You are not appreciating the son of me. I don't like your character. You know the grace. You be a bad person. Yes. You see this, David?
All right. Which side is she taking? Which side do you think she's taking here? Is it Davido or Sophia? That pigeon was quite strong. What side is she on? She's on Davido's side. Let me look at the chat here. I mean the comment. So I said the car is not dead on arrival. It's Range Rover problem. Range Rover is a problem car. I bought it for my wife and she didn't use it up to 10 times. Electrical problem is Range Rover fault. It will overheat and nothing will show as the fault. And it was the recent model 2022 Vela. Jesus Christ.
We go explain because no evidence.
So I love the video. Let Sophia the rant. We all know the truth. How do you know the freaking truth? Jesus Christ. Anyway, una no know the beginning of matter, but rush to the cap nonsense on cho. Alright, so what it sound like is she's talking like she know what's going on, but this auntie has no idea what's going on. But somebody said Sophia is pained because Davido did not choose her over Chioma. Okay, there's nothing new about that. That sounds like something most people know. We know that they were shuku. They were doing shuku before it was over, and then it's a wrap now, right? My own is that if she can pay 25 million naira for rented apartment, she can also as well buy a house. Also, what I'm saying is that why on earth will you pay 25 million naira for just 12 months? Jesus, this is nonsense talk here. Anyway, Uncle Dele Momodu had a whole type up here. I think it will give us some more insights. Okay, but before I do that, Dele Momodu is the publisher of Ovation magazine. She's also the uncle to Sophia. And she's been a part of their story, their love story for the longest. Welcome, Ice. Good to see you. If he ignores her, no more sugar. Sophia might be doing too much. Big welcome. Sophia might be doing too much, but some of the reasons are valid and genuine. They should just come to some form of workable solutions in the best interest of Imade. Both Davido and Sophia are not innocent. I think both of them are actually coming from a very genuine place. I think they just don't know what they're doing. They're like the rest of us. When you have sex outside of a controlled environment and you try to play house and have children and you're winging things along and you're trying to use common sense to navigate sex, relationship, marriage, I think all of the concerns are valid. It's heavily driven by emotions, right? So the question is that do they have the skills to even be doing that in the first place? We're not judging them. We all did that too, right? In one shape, form, or the other. Well, let's speak for yourself. We didn't all do that. Okay, I did that. How's that? You didn't do it. You were just perfect. Is this 23 million naira for rent? Is yearly or monthly? That number doesn't matter to me because I don't know what they're talking about. Is it Banana Island, Yanokwaja? It won't matter because it will depend on where they live, right? Yep. Said, I don't like you for all this you are doing. Is it a video you said? Dele? Okay, that Dele Momodu capping. We'll find out in a second. Plot twist. What if plot twist? Sesma said plot twist. What if Sophia owns the house she is renting? That would add proper Maggie to this too. I think if they drag it enough time, they will find out. They will dig up that information and they will know if she owns it or not, right? But yeah, you're right. If they find that out, that would be interesting, right? 9 years from now, Imade would be an 18-year-old. Yes. They all forget. I think that's what Davido said yesterday, but I think Davido is also forgetting that. Davido needs to just calm down, first of all. Enjoy his honeymoon. And find a way to get back into some kind of conversation with her. Okay? Even if it's through the courts. That's his best bet. Okay? And it will benefit him. The same thing is true for her. If he continues to drag this out and try to hurt that guy, she's going to hurt the most. Yeah, nobody's going to win. Look, my take is they should both withdraw case. Present their prayers to 8 family members. 8 family members? No. Family members are the worst. To outside people, 2 outside people, 4 from each side and resolve on what to do, and whatever is said there is final. These things are prescribed to people all the time, and they attempt them. They always come back. Family meetings are the worst. If you have experience with family meeting, you know what I'm talking about. Particularly with respect to marriage or children are involved. If you ever done family meeting, they're the worst. Nothing good comes out of it except more resentment. Now this time around, you now have extended family friends now resent the mother or the father of your child. You're like, wait, you're supposed to come here and help us. How did you catch feelings? Because they're humans, they catch feelings. And by the time you're long gone, even if you end up working something out and you're forgiving that person, they're stuck. They're having a hard time forgiving the person. Yeah. Even the father involved already is just not good. These are two grown people. Davido is a freaking grown man. He needs to seek personal help first. He needs to attack this by himself with professional help, especially with all that money. That's what he needs to be doing. Family, no. We're just not in that era. If it was 1960, maybe that's the only resource they had. But this time that we're in right now, there's more than enough professional help that can help him first, and then he can deal with everything else outside of self. That laundry bag have been dragged down in the street of social media a lot. Extended family say no, yeah. Sophia did play her game well at all. Didn't, you meant, right? She is really paying like she was played, but no, the guy took advantage because he knew she was aiming for his money. Exactly. That's why Lady Uzo said yesterday, in love and war, all is fair. They better take those laundry in and wash them before they overstain them. They're going to be fine. I'm not sure if that child is going to be fine. That's the issue, I'm not sure. So what side am I on? Your side. You that you're listening to me. Because you could be on any of the sides, right? I'm on your side. Okay? Davido is not my client. Sophia is not my client. I'm on your side. Whichever side you fall in here, you're not going to win fighting dirty. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're not going to win. Let me read what Uncle Dele Momodu said. All right. He said, last night I received a distressing message from Mr. David Adeleke, aka Davido. This was about 2 nights ago. He was obviously devastated by the counter affidavit submitted in court earlier in the day in response to his affidavit seeking the joint custody of his daughter with my niece, Sophia Momodu. I have seen David's affidavit. Hold on, let me show you guys this. Not this one. Where's the other one? This is today. Restricted. Access restricted. All right, good. Let's get back to the affidavit stuff. I had seen David's affidavit about 2 weeks ago, and I was very surprised as David and I had spoken on a video call days earlier with him and Pastor, your favorite pastor, Pastor Toby Adegboyega, and he never told me he had any custody issues with my niece. So you can imagine my confusion to find out via social media and subsequently confirmed by my niece that he had filed an action in court seeking joint custody of their daughter. Let me add this. A lot of the what you might call professional help out there don't understand our culture. Let me say this out loud. They don't understand the context, the nuances of our culture. Okay? That's one of the things that people find the most favorable with my wife and I's services. The nuances of our culture. Onyibo people, betterhelp.com does not understand what you are talking about. You will waste money. I'm letting you know now. For free. Okay. I always forget to say that. I just want to say that, okay? All right, so let's put that out there. Particularly with marriage, you can use therapy for many other things. But when it comes to marriage, it's a very cultural, faith-based, discombobulated, confusing thing. when you start talking, like, so did you? They spend the next 5 hours figuring out what is this thing called bride price? What do you mean? They can Google it, of course, but there's difference between Google it and I'm not talking about just bride price. I'm talking about just in general. There's just too many things that you are carrying around that came from culture. So just want to put that out there. I'll talk more about that later on, but let's keep going. So he said, I had seen David's affidavit about 2 weeks ago, and I was very surprised as David and I had spoken on video, blah, 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 with Pastor T, PT. During the reference video call, we were all very excited about his forthcoming wedding ceremony and events our family congratulated him about. Prior to this, David had told me he eventually spoke to their daughter after a long lull of about 2 years. He was very happy and excited. So I thought everything was settled. 2 years is a long time. That's painful. All right? But he will have excuses for it. And we don't get to invalidate his excuse. If we invalidate his excuse, you're not solving the problem. You're making it worse. You get it? Okay. He was very happy and excited. So I thought everything was settled. And he and Sophia would now have the opportunity of taking maximum care of their daughter. I had offered special thanks to David's dad, Dr. Adedeji Adeleke, for his kindness and support for our daughter during the period of David's absence. I had also taken Sophia and their daughter to my very dear friend, Governor Ademola Adeleke, seeking his intervention. To the best of my knowledge, there was never a problem of joint custody. The issues were non-payment of school fees for several sessions, non-payment of accommodation and salaries of a nanny. There was no car dedicated to David's daughter, and so on. Mercifully, I mentioned all to Dr. Adedeji Adeleke, and he responded positively like a true grandfather. On the issue of non-payment of school fees, David's dad cleared everything and also set up payments of future bills. He gave his granddaughter a car to take her to school. The remaining issue was on accommodation. To me, it sounded like they are mixing it together. All the things that the granddad, Dr. Adeleke, gave to them is what Davido is claiming to have given to. All right. So if you listen to the previous session we did yesterday, everything that Davido typed out in his affidavit is essentially what Dr. Dele Momodu is saying. The father actually did them. But you know how we do in Nigeria. He will claim that that's what we did from my side. So she can't claim that she didn't get anything. Well, not so easy, Davido. That's not good. That they have to go through your father. You're a grown man. That's not good. That's not a good thing. So that's going to work against you, your credibility and all this, because it's matching too much. It was actually, Dr. Dele Momodu, Mr. Dele Momodu was part of the people that was also helping them through to put in some words on that. That means they had to be begging him. That's not good. That doesn't look good. We don't wait for Sophia's to do our responsibility, man. Gentlemen, we don't do that. We just do what we're supposed to do because we're self-sustainable. We provide, we carry nations around that will literally perish and never become nations. Right? So we don't need women to do the right thing. But we're in a space right now that they're asking for women to do the right thing before we can do the right thing. Baba, you shoot yourself on the legs. I'm warning you right now. He gave his granddaughter a car to take her to school. The remaining issue was on accommodation. David's dad verbally offered, in his discussions with me, one of their family apartments in Oniru Estate. Remember the Oniru Estate apartment that Davido claimed in the affidavit? This sounds way too close to that. All right, in Oniru Estate, Victoria Island. However, maybe due to miscommunication, David's lawyer had communicated otherwise. So David's lawyer communicated that it was David giving it. Well, if it's through the lawyer that they're communicating this, we have to give David that credit. Okay, so let's keep going. David's lawyer had communicated otherwise. After Sophia clarified for me, she politely declined the offer. Okay, so we're getting some clarification here. Listen carefully. After Sophia clarified from Mr. Dele Momodu that it was coming from the father. After she clarified from me, she politely declined the offer, and her reason was tenable in my view, because since she's not married to David, she can't be comfortable living in a place swarming with David's family members. That makes sense. That just makes sense. All of that needs to be separated. That's why it's very important that grown men actually are grown men. You live to cleave. Mommy's boy will forever continue to collect because they don't know when to detach. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes just out of naivety. Sometimes like, what's the big deal? They don't know any better. They can't see as far as how it can actually work against them. Okay, so that's why this girl declined. Okay, she and her daughter had been living in Ikoyi before David and Sophia started their latest quarrels. Sophia's request was that David should pay half of the accommodation while she would pay the other half. No, he needs to pay child support, not the half of the rent. It's just a terrible idea. Like, if you're not together, you should be paying just for the child, not half of your rent. But it's Nigeria, so let's leave that alone for that nuance. Davido said he could only contribute 5 million annually. So he should have said, I'm going to give you 5 million naira for child support. We should name that, label that properly so that he doesn't look like he's trying to pay rent. He shouldn't be paying your rent. You're a full-blown grown adult who you're no longer together with him, right? You should just pay, especially if you want to keep the custody of the child, you should pay some kind of child support, and he takes care of his child whenever the child is with him as well, right? And the child can also still receive many other gifts that are not necessarily documented. Well, who's going to tell them? Where are you going to write that in the law? My opinion is that the absence of camera something between David, I know that word, but I can't pronounce it. Between David and Sophia has caused the absence of Kweku exchange between David and Sophia has caused this debacle. I have cautioned repeatedly that their daughter must not be allowed to suffer or be treated like a second-class child. David's global status makes this imperative. That's a very big deal. David's global status makes this imperative. That's why it's unfair to ask Sophia to go and live in Yanopaja. Could make sense. Stop that. Stop it. Okay? Sophia allowed David access to their daughter provided she has her nanny around 24/7. The 9-year-old herself made this request, and I believe this should be favorable, considered and accepted. Okay, so we're getting some more context into why she requested that nanny should be around, right? My grandniece had been released to go out with her cousins on several occasions. Sophia has also said something like that in the long-ass affidavit that I can't read right now. At least, probably not today. The governor's daughter, Nike, was at Sophia's house with that's Davido's cousin, by the way, with the governor's grandson last Christmas Day, despite the fact that there wasn't ample notice, okay, and she still granted access. So, in reality, while she might write on paper when she's pissed off, restricted access, it might not be the reality of what's playing out. These are some of the things I want us to think about when we're addressing these things on the internet, like they are all facts. We have to keep remembering that we can only see what's written on paper. Just keep that. I know naturally we do what we do, but keep that at the back of your mind so that you don't come off too judgmental on matters you know nothing about. The governor's daughter's Nike was at, we talked about 2 months ago, the governor's son, Shinarambo, requested a play date between the kids and Sophia, rented out a children's place in Victoria Island for them to spend hours together. The only time she couldn't join her father's family was when her grandfather requested to go on vacation with her for 3 weeks last year. As the notice was too short and Sophia had already paid for their own trips due to lack of communication between the parents. These are the issues. When you are not friends with the mother or the father of your child, these are the issues. The court yesterday referred the case for possible settlement by the alternative dispute resolution. I think that's called mediation here. The ADR section of the court. During settlement week, and I strongly advise that David and Sophia engage truly with the process as opposed to making harmful and irreversible statements on social media which not only violate the law but the interest of their child. It does violate the law. I have in the past 9 years tried my best to ensure amicable resolution of disputes and encourage both parents to have a proper structure put in place for the welfare of their daughter. It is important to note that Sophia did not instigate this court action and is only seeking to protect their daughter and ensure that there is a structured, safe, and sustainable manner in which father and child can engage with each other. The vitriolic rhetoric in the media should be avoided by all means, as this only further inflames what is already a traumatic experience for all parties involved, especially the child in question. You can see my comment right there. I thought that was decent. I thought that was really a decent, well put together stuff. I'm going to come and read your chat in a second. Who is this person? Sandra. 23 million that can be used to start a lucrative business that can... All this type of comment around the amount of money is useless comments. This does not tell us anything. So this is Ubi Franklin's baby mama. She said 23 million that can be used to start a lucrative business that can birth more money to avoid life you want. As a single mom, you should be able to cut your coat according to your size. How do you know what a size is? This is a very ignorant statement. You're measuring against your own self. That's called projection, my G. Alright, so these are some of the ignorant statements on the internet. There's a child custody battle. You pay 25 million naira a year for your luxury apartment, but needed a Range Rover from your baby daddy because you don't have a car. You are telling your daughter's 67-year-old grandfather to be giving you 2 months notice before you can allow her to attend. Yeah, I've made some of these comments. There, at the end of the day, I can conclude that all of them are ignorant because we have no idea what's going on. Yes, that's the side I'm taking. And I want you to understand that no matter what kind of story you paint out there, to paint your baby mama or baby father badly, you will collect. You will hurt yourself. That's what I want you to know. Because all of us, we will make opinions, right? And you will read those opinions, and half of those opinions will make you feel good, and you will still hurt yourself even more so, right? So these are all useless comments for the most part. You know, I think the most useful is what I don't know if he's a doctor, but Mr. Adele Momodu said. And then they're digging up when everything was good. Love you more, sweetheart. Couldn't imagine life without you. This was Davido posting something on Sophia Momodu. He was enjoying that seasoned Kwekus. It's a little bit more older than her. So men fall in love with older women, just so you know. They just collect eventually, but I don't know what you want, Jerry. His actions speak for his art. Focus is always on what matters. He always makes sure his people are straight. This was her. I am Belladonna. That was her talking back then. Sure, his people are straight. Love you. I could write a whole. Okay. Happy birthday, booby. This was Davido posting on her post. You're a great person with such a beautiful art. You make me happy. Have a great day. Love you. Oh, too bad. It's too late. And then there's this one dragging Davido, using this to drag Davido. Dami Crane is a lost cause. So since you want to speak like a real gangster, Burna Boy, so why didn't you speak out when they sent their thugs to my house? Okay, so he's bringing his own drama into Davido's matter. He's been dragging Davido. He's actually making fun of him losing his child. These are evil people. Now, you can feel free to call this person an evil person. In fact, Burna Boy came out defending Davido, saying, we both know how it feels to be locked up. Why the F would you wish that on anyone? I got love for you, but I do not stand for none of this police ass shit. Take all this shit down, please. Bro, what the F are you doing? Take this down now. Make me and you no get problem, I beg. Alright, so... And then, of course, is David lied to us. Nigerian police, justice for Tagbo is bringing up... You know, Davido has lost a few of his friends. Okay, so he's bringing it up and basically outright accusing him of being involved in some of the passing of his friends. This Dami Crane guy, if you're listening to me, avoid him at all costs. Avoid him completely. All right, I think we are caught up to speed, right? So of course, Burna Boy has his reserves in terms of their beef, their existing beef. But let me come to the chat. I want to spend the rest of the time with you. Let me come to the chat. I've got about 7 more minutes or so. Got about 5 minutes actually. 5 minutes. Let me come to the chat. Pardon my manners. I just wanted to cover some stuff before we continue. If we have to, we'll do. If you have to, we'll do a third part later on. Okay. If you require it, we do a third part on Tuesday. If you require it, we do a third part on Tuesday. So, all right. So I can see a drive to my city is not feeling Dele Momodu. Maybe after I read that, maybe you felt it, yeah. Sophia is not smart at all. We already read that. Let's give a boost next to share. Agree MOP. Shout out to Binkwe. Imade side all the way. Yes. If you want to take a side, please take the side of Imade. I mean, the side of the children, okay? They're the most vulnerable in all of this. The adults, they still know what they're doing, but they don't know what they're doing, if you know what I mean. Well, if you don't know what I mean, then...
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. All right.
These are rich people interacting one way or another. They have to do business together. So Dele Momodu and Davido's father will act in ways you may not understand. Nah, not so soon. That's easy to say. This is I think what he just did, we can learn from it. Okay, we can learn from it. It might not be you typing to the rest of the world, but also being able to maintain a stand. Because he put up a stand. He said, "Hey, these two people. That's a stand he made. These two people need to make sure of the." Assure themselves of the safety. I forgot the English you used, but of the child, essentially. Okay, that's what he said, and I think all of us can learn from that. Do we know why no com? Was he blocked? Or stopped? Because Auntie said no more Kerewa, possibly. Yes, eyesight, exactly. Those are some of the things we don't know, right? I'm surprised that this 2 years absence is not even one of her reasons to deny Davido access. As a mom, that would be my number one issue. But see what Uncle Dele listed as the issues, all monetary. Well, yeah. But again, listen to what Dele Momodu said, considering Davido's global status, we cannot just be talking about the 23 million naira stuff, okay? That's his daughter. He needs to handle that a lot more better. As the man in the equation, yes. With my full chest, let me say it. As the man in the equation, he needs to do better with his conduct. Okay? Does that mean women don't have responsibility?
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right. Yes, not good, but remember there was already an issue and Davido dad is a gentleman and don't interfere except for peace. Yeah. So why was Sophia exaggerating in that call when I am about 2 years, he has not financially... everybody exaggerates when it comes to this stuff. They exaggerate or somebody think they're exaggerating. It's one of the two, and both of them are just as real. You have to address them. Why should Davido pay maintenance when he can't see his child? It's another angle. The guy from the Young Famous and African show on Netflix was also doing that to his baby mama. He would only give her upkeep after Kerewa. Oh, I remember. I think I have an idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I love that show actually with Two-Face on there, right? Yeah, but Dele and Sophia are after money and influence in Adeleke's family. No, I hope you gathered in lessons, babes went. MOP, do you think it's possible for Mr. Deji to do all that without Davido's awareness? It's not that he should be involved in that. It's not even about who is actually doing it. Okay? It needs... Optics matter more than the actualities of what the actions are. The optics is not looking good. Like, actually, he could have been aware and actually be the one to talk to the lawyer. That needs to be clear. Maybe this is one of the downsides of involving extended family. Maybe Dele Momodu should not be brought into this at all. Remember, this is what happens because he's narrating from his standpoint, and Dr. David, Dr. Digi, and according to Sophia, now that's what she thinks. These are the issues. These are the things that we don't see, right? That can become an issue, right? So you're right. I think it's possible, but I also think it might not be the case, right? But I know that he wasn't talking to his baby moms for 2 years for whatever reason. He needs to do better. Okay, more so about the optics than the actual, because the optics are just as real. Because those are the things that will drive your emotions at the end of the day. But now Sophie's supposed to own our own house. By now, Sophie's supposed to own our own houses. Davido should take care of his child, not her. Yeah. Basically, that's my point. So if he doesn't have access to his daughter, then he has decided not to pay for anything. You can't do that. That's wrong. That's outrightly wrong. He needs to figure it out. I can understand why he might deem it fit to do, but it to come back and burn you. That's the point. The point is not that if he has the right to do what he has the right. Don't get me wrong, okay?
You're right.
But how's that gonna help him in the long run, right? That's what we're talking about. She needs to get a job. Not that simple. Natu, when did you enter the room? Not that simple. Davido's global status is a big deal here, and we keep trying to discount it with she needs to get a job. Of course she should get a job. That you can't keep bringing that into this case, unfortunately. MOP, not Ipaja. Some Ikoyi there are cheaper. No, I'm exaggerating now. See, I told you we all exaggerate. Okay, I exaggerate. Okay. Dele is always on the internet claiming they just informed him is a lie. Okay, alright, we'll leave that alone. The house is for, I could just conclude that you don't like Dele Momodu. The house is for Imade, not Sophia. She has no right to decide where Imade will stay. Even the 5 million naira rent is being generous. MOP, he can also have access to the house since he pays. It's about arrangements, because that sex is causing trouble between them. They need to make a better arrangement that does not involve sex. They can have sex if they want, but if they keep bringing it into the custody, then you need to separate all of that with respect to the fact that she's the mother. You have to respect that she's still the mother. Imada is a minor. Ideally, both parents should make the decision, and this is beyond money, to be honest. It's a power struggle. Thank you, Sesmore. Thank you. I needed to see that. She wants to live large on David's money because she gave birth to him. Not that simple. Sister-in-law, not that simple. His dad is not responsible for his kids. He should not let his dislike for her supersede the love of his love. So yeah, exactly. So we can't say he knew about it, so he's the father. No, we can't do that. That's terrible on two sides. It doesn't look good on you as a man that your father is taking care of that responsibility. Secondly, extended family, they should, like just now, my father just dropped off Dunkin' Donuts, bad behavior, to the kids, right? That's all they should be involved. They should not, if you're well alive as a grown man, you will gather more respect when you take care of your business, not your father taking care of your business. Or the optics of it is just as bad. Dele Momodu is Sophia's enabler, and if I'm, okay, all right. The slandering of Dele Momodu here is heavy. I don't really follow Dele Momodu like that, so maybe there's something I don't know. She should cut her coat according to her clothes. There's no such thing. That's what's her clothes? Do you know her clothes? You have no idea what her clothes is. I just read a comment like that earlier on. That's inaccurate. You don't know her clothes, so whatever you just said doesn't really add up, because we don't know what her clothes is. You don't know what her clothes is either. The comments are based off what file in the affidavit exhibits. No, we don't move past. Sophia didn't play her card well. All right. Shout out to everybody. I have to run. I have to obey the business. If you want me, leave some chats right now, okay? Leave some chats. If you want us to come back for part 3, I think we need a part 3 on Tuesday, don't you think? 5 p.m. If there's no other news that blew off out of, then we'll come back and cover it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
We offer evidence-based relationship and marriage resources and coaching to help you navigate the difficult times.
Don't just wing it. Learn the principles that work.
Download our 2 free books and book your complimentary coaching session now at manofprestige.com.